What is up, gamers? Welcome back to episode number 17 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. In last episode, we just got to the beginning of the trial. Everyone's behind Mr. McGilded. We know nothing about the case at all, so let's just hop into it. It's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, my lord. If the task is to send Rotnos to the galleys where they belong, I'm more than ready.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
Any criminals here seem to be wishing they never set eyes on me.
Bro. Die.
I feel ashamed.
You don't mind me, buddy. I just don't mean it. It was for the seas with Sherm Godson.
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, those people are...
The jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet.
That's right, I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
But how exactly do the jurors give their verdicts?
That I don't know, but I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses.
Yeah.
Prosecutor Van Zeeks,
My lord.
it's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounce your fame.
I'm known as the Reaper of Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity.
It's such a breathy voice, it's hard to, do, for a long... for more than, 2 words at a fucking time.
So what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance to which the court should be aware?
Yeah?
I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
So the Reaper's been out of action for 5 years. Why does he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback?
Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo.
Keeping up with all these voices is gonna be hard.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please.
Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity.
We must be the only ones here who aren't aware.
The incident took place in the late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as the Thrice-Fired Mason.
Sorry, thrice.
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service through the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death.
Here's the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photographs as evidence.
Internal hemorrhaging was all of a single stab wound to the abdomen. His face is partly obscured. Interesting.
And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to put these gloves into the court evidence. Fuck. I didn't hear you say it.
And these are... Good lord, is that blood, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them?
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
Defense leather gloves. Okay. How'd I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before we've even started.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside the vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded.
Oh,
Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what say you?
Well, of course I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded. To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening, but whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness and always succumb to it.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
'Tis the motion of the carriage, my Lord Lytton. So it is, and when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me, the body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in me life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it?
There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Order!
When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Thank you, Counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we'll have testimonies from these witnesses, first of all.
Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, who the fuck? What's under his hat? Another snake?
Witnesses, your names and occupations.
My name is... and everyone calls me Beppo. I drove an omnibus in the East End.
Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city.
my name's First. Lady First. My cat's for gents.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Quite right.
Yes, sir. Yes, that's right, sir.
It's like all just different variations of British accent.
Very well, then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
They're gonna make me do that shit where I have to, like, fucking call them out.
It was the last part of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well.
Now, the victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused is reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it. He said I had to scream. I stopped my bus. I did. I screamed too.
Why does he have a fucking whip?
An ambiguous testimony, I must say.
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask you a question, if I may.
Yes, scoundrel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Why not?
Well, the incident took place in a moving carriage, didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could those 2 witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen inside a moving carriage.
How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses?
Huh?
Tell me, my Nepalese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus?
Well, no. We only arrived in London this morning.
No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is.
What do you mean? The actual scene? How?
A carriage is assigned to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much.
Yes?
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today in this very building.
Here? What? The entire fucking carriage?
Bailiff, bring forth the stricken omnibus.
Can Beppo stop fucking shivering like that? So that's an omnibus. The omnibus.
Can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here.
Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing.
As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 in the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best view of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from atop an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests, there's a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above.
Ah, skylight. Oh!
The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident, through the skylight.
That makes perfect sense.
Well, Counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the garage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Damn, bro's wearing a fucking wig.
Very well, I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
I bet. Easy money.
I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence? Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary.
Can help myself a lot by giving that omnibus here a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
Let us continue with the proceedings then. Your cross-examination, Counsel.
Alright, hold on. Now that you fucking given it to me, bro. Okay, Phoenix Wright omnibus is crazy. You can't say that. Alright, the like doogie stain there is actually insane. Alright, Beppo, you need to wash your fucking ass.
Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of the British court's cross-examination rights.
Alright, first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Renosuke, focus! This is gonna be tough. So I can press. Hold it! Yeah, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Okay, wait, what is that?
Oh, yes, sir, that's right. So, yes, it was so cold. It was freezing, in fact.
Mr. First!
Hey, how can I help you, sir?
The last statement, did it trouble you in some way?
Oh, not particularly, sir, no.
If anything, it's troubling you that hat of his. Has he greased his head?
Oh, dear, sir, I hope my hat's not troubling you, sir. I'm still just an apprentice, you see. Mr. Naruhodo, even the witness can see what's going through your mind. You really must be more careful.
I wish it were that simple. Hold it! And you saw them through the skylight, the roof of the carriage? That's right. You see the top deck. The windows right there at your feet. There was a lamp on the side, so I had a pretty good view.
the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't quite make out their faces. There's not a shred of that in my mind that was Mr. McGildy.
How can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? McGildy's a gentleman of rather small stature. Couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else.
Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here.
I really wish there was.
Then out of the blue, the accused reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
You actually saw the exact moment it happened?
Didn't already testify to that. Oh, fat income, hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his back up.
My lord! Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this?
My mind's made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up.
Made up about what?
I don't like to stinker rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other they shouldn't be, every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man's no exception. Well, you can't fool me.
You shitting me?
There's no point in wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway.
Heard it. That's precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example for my fellow jurors.
We're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. What's happening here?
Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent, black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice as we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales
fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let us do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, now I'm even more worried than I was before.
Very well, the court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
This is a nightmare. Yo, we're cooked. You stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you?
That's what I say, I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing a little sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. Don't be thinking about the new hat design, you see. So I was just gazing absentmindedly around. But then I happened to look through the skylight. He was sticking a knife from his belly. That huge, great knife.
Yeah, nobody seems to be doing anything particularly different.
A grim sight indeed.
It didn't help me at all.
That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded's telling the truth. If only we had some evidence.
Mr. First,
Yes, sir.
is this the knife that you saw?
Good grief, yes, that's it. The very one, sir.
Is that...
Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
That is a blade of considerable size, counsel.
It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Please, no.
M, for Magnus perhaps? Or McGilded possibly? Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection. But there are M's everywhere. Yes, like in Mason.
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
Ugh.
Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel.
The murder weapon.
My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Juror number 2, go on.
Mr. McGill is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Wait, what are you?
Dispose of the rubbish.
Alright, bitch. We're cooked.
I don't wish to cause offence, but I do like to eradicate old traces of filth and grime. Holy! I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Yo, we're cooked. We're cooked. That's it. Game over. We're cooked. Not again.
That's 4 out of 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left.
We've had it. Every time I press the witnesses for information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything in the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing the more sparks flame will fly.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back.
But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. I've pressed everything. What is in my fucking arsenal, bro? Knife in the victim's abdomen. The omnibus itself. The leather gloves. Which let me examine them. There's little spiders hiding on them. Okay. See a blood stain. It's not a blade, it's causing him a soul. Surely an M. Okay, it's a lot of blood. Alright. Really not helping at all. Turn it upside down, it becomes a W. Wait. Well, does it become a W? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. If we might need to set it to W for Wumbo. Okay, wait, I'm supposed to press this. Hold it! This is what I'm supposed to press. What exactly did you see?
I was sure that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, gaps on the floor he was.
And by the passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
And then the other passenger had a knife in his hand like this.
By the other passenger, Obviously referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
And then he pulls it down like this.
Wait. 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 No, he fucking didn't. I see the people. There's 32. Hold on, let me do something with that.
Order! It's hard to believe we're London's greatest philanthropist, but this is damning indeed.
The law knows no philanthropist, my lord. Only the innocent and the guilty. Good deeds mean nothing when overshadowed by evil. The truth is everything.
Couldn't agree more, sir. The truth.
Alright, so when it happened, the only two people in the enclosed cabin were the victim and the defendant. And so help me, 3 whole people. Alright, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I think I'm on it. I think I'm on it. Let's just consider the implication of that statement for a moment, shall we?
What implications, Counselor? Nothing strikes me about it.
Exactly, there's nothing... What? No, give me a second here. Give me a second. I had to look up a walkthrough. Because there was nothing for me to actually present. I had to go back and press Testimony 1 again. Which I either didn't do or I had to do in a specific order.
My lord.
I asked draw number 5. Do I take it to the deal true?
As a master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of these coaches is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision for hearing all the facts I was hearing myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say.
No, please, just...
Get up now, Silver Blade. The finish is in sight.
Oh, we're cooked. Oh, we're so cooked.
That bears a long-standing member of the guild, and I'll trust with the main seats.
Thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
This is too unkind, sir.
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
Dog.
Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, yeah. What can I do for you?
You've heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning?
Well, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park around this time of day and sit on a nice bench, get on with me knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live, McGilded Park it's called. Me don't know, it's a city, you know. Small and under his face, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
What do we mean to begin the public library later and borrow some more books?
How many Londoners live with their head in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of man Magnus McGilded really is?
What kind of man is he?
The philanthropist, Magnus McGilded, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all of that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
What?
Stand the crows!
McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I
Oh, I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to have made use of a public omnibus service?
You're not saying that.
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed, his final repayment date for his debts.
God gracious!
The brickmaker was destitute. He'd lost his house. He'd not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded! I don't believe it.
Hold it! If I might add something briefly.
Mr. Zato.
You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded, but where's the evidence to support your claim?
Bro's just gonna drink on the job, alright. Alright, bro.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law.
There it is! Lord Van Zeek's hallowed chalice!
How can this be considered acceptable?
But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I'd heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
As the judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You'll find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh,
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic ace at the same time.
A marvelous toast, Counsel. I'll gladly accept this new evidence.
The debtor's ledger has been entered into the court record.
Ah, yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum.
And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense.
I wonder what she's gonna say. I wonder how she's gonna do. All I know is that we will deal with this shit next time on Dragon Ball Z Kai. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.